guys, I just got back from tanning and getting my hair done, and I wanted to do a second vlog. The vlog you saw yesterday is a vlog still from today, but I was reading something in the magazine I was reading, obviously, and I was interested in sharing an experience with you guys when I'm feeling in this storyteller kind of mode. I'm like, why not? Let's tell this story. And it's been almost 2 years now, maybe a year and a half, so I feel more comfortable sharing it with you guys in greater detail. I feel like I have shared it a little bit on my stream, but not really on my vlog channel. They were talking about in the Cosmopolitan or wherever the fuck stupid shit I was reading while I was getting my hair done, my sluttiest moments, and it was like they were asking different celebrities and stuff. So I wanted to share with you guys my sluttiest moment. Now, normally you guys know that I'm very careful when it comes to my sexual exploits, and as much as I love sex and as much as I'm willing to try during sex, who I do it with and what I will do with each person is very limited, because of all of the STDs, because of, you know, like pictures or videos getting out, etc. Like there's a bunch of risks involved with getting a new partner. So this is very, very not standard Terra. In terms of, well, like, it is in terms of, like, the experience, but not in terms of how quickly I got myself into a situation that could be harmful to me. Usually I'm all about health, I'm all about being safe, not taking chances, etc. So this is very not like me. And I've found that I have no regrets in life. It's more just, like, all of the mistakes that I make, I like to learn from them, and use them as little adventures and learning experiences, so I just know more in life, and so I don't make the same mistakes again. And this is one of those. So when I went to E3 with Zoom and Games, it's customary that all of the media and all of the important people in gaming go to the after parties, right? And there was a Ubisoft after party. And after parties, even though it's about gaming and it's gaming related, you think it would be like some nerdy, like Dungeons and Dragons get together or like an F&M, but it's absolutely not. It's in a club. There's a lot of drinking. There's an open bar. Everyone's getting drunk. Everyone's having a good time. And sometimes, sure, they'll like, you know, release something nerdy like, oh, hey guys, there's a new expansion for blah, blah, blah. And that'll only be available through the after party and stuff. But most of it's basically just clubbing, and that's really not me. It's not something I do, and I revealed to Tim and Robert. Tim is the videographer for Zoom and Games and the editor, and Robert is kind of like the boss and the writer of a lot of the things that need to be scripted, like the top fives and stuff like that. And we were out, and we were dancing, and I revealed to them that I had never gotten, like, so drunk that I can't, you know, control myself. And I said that's something that's uncomfortable to me. I usually just get a little bit tipsy. I have like one drink and I'm tipsy. And they were like kind of making fun of me and egging me on to get kind of blackout drunk. So I drank more than I should have. And I was realizing that it was becoming hard for me to control myself, and that's where I stopped. So I still haven't gotten blackout drunk, but I remember going into the bathroom there and like really having to focus. Like, where's the stall? Okay, the stall's closed. Alright, I got this, I'll be fine, and like focusing on not falling over and focusing on walking in a straight line. All that stuff took focus, and I realized that like my vision was getting very blurry, and things like, I knew if I drank anymore I wouldn't be able to control myself, so that's when I decided to stop. Now, I had vocalized that there was a certain semi-celebrity that I was very into and I had a crush on, I thought was cute or whatever, and he happened to be at this party. We talked and we danced, and I said he was hot, and he was like, what, you think I'm hot? And then he kissed me, and we kissed, and we were making out on the dance floor, we were dancing together, and then he was saying we should leave, so I just pretty much followed him out. And as I was following him out, he's like, hold on, I have to go to the bathroom. And his friend walks up and like he's like, stick out your tongue, and I stick out my tongue stupidly, and he puts something on my tongue. And later I believe it was like, you know how Molly is like a pill and then you open it and it's like crushed up stuff, and then I think that's what he put on my tongue. So I was feeling very crazy but also euphoric. It was euphoric, but it was also terrifying because the way I am and my, like, I have a theory about drugs, and someone who is as self-aware as I am and someone who's as like comfortable and in control of myself as I am, and I'm so analytical and I think about things and I want to make sure that everything is just so and safe and intelligent, all of these things they come into play and they are held against me when I'm not sober. So like I'm very aware of these things and it terrifies me and it makes me paranoid and it makes me worried. So I don't like getting high. I don't like drinking. I don't like doing any of it because it makes me very aware of my lack of all of the things that I hold so dear, like intelligence and motor skills and being able to decide what is right and wrong. And I don't like that. So I was having euphoria and also that feeling and also like, I might die. This is fucking terrible. So, we get into his car and he's clearly not sober and we drive like, I would say 3 miles to his house. His house is like a huge mansion. We sneak inside. I guess he has like family living in there or something. We go up to his bedroom. And we start fooling around. And I realize that I am not taking whatever the fuck his friend gave me very well. And I'm like, I have to puke. So I like push him off me and I run to the bathroom and I like throw up my guts. I'm naked and I'm throwing up and it's awful. And he's like holding my hair back and being really sweet. And I guess I threw up a little bit on the floor. It was fucking awful. And then he's like, hey, let's take a shower. And it was like really sexy. So we like take a shower and, the shower is like, there's a window overlooking all of LA. It's like in the hills. It's just like really beautiful. And outside is, you can see his like swimming pool and like there's a hot tub and like a balcony that just like overlooks the world. It's really pretty. And I'm feeling this euphoric feeling as we like shower together and start messing around again. He gives me a toothbrush. Then we get back to fooling around and, we fall asleep or whatever, and we fall asleep talking, and I remember talking about StarCraft. I don't remember being sober, but I remember being like, yeah, I love StarCraft so much, blah, blah, and he talks about how he played it a little bit or something. And then we fall asleep. We wake up to fool around again, and he realizes that the bed is all bloody, and I'm like, oh god, I forgot that I'm kind of on my period, and I remember the night before taking out my tampon and being like, okay, let's hope that part of the period where, there's actual visible blood, that leaks out of you is over. So yeah, that was not the case. And I end up, he calls me a car, to take me back, because I still have like 2 days left of filming, for Zoom and Games at E3, and I just feel fucking terrible. And I'm feeling like, do I have a hangover? And reality sets in, it's like, no, it's not a hangover, you're all fucked up from the stupid shit that you took the other day. And so I was like basically almost throwing up interviewing about St Rose 4. And there was another game that I was interviewing. Oh, and they did more about the Oculus Rift, which I could not handle that day, and it was fucking awful. But yeah, this wasn't like a one-time thing. We had a little bit of a fun relationship when I would come to LA for a little bit, and then I realized that he had been lying to me. He was doing heavier drugs than I thought. He couldn't function without drugs, which is not something that's okay with me. And a bunch of other things that just made him seem like a terrible person to me and made it just be someone that I need to wash my hands of. But at the same time, I've kind of kept in touch with him because I understand that people have problems that are not my business and, hardships that they can only overcome with like certain substances. So it's like, just keep a healthy distance from that person and, discontinue any intimacy with that person because it's not safe to do so anymore. But it's something that I would never do, and I feel like if it had been just any random cute guy, or if it had not just been feeling like fate, because I was talking about how like cute he was that day, and then I run into him, and I think it's pretty crazy, I wouldn't have done it, and I wouldn't do it again, and it's definitely not something that I want to do, to be so trusting. And I mean, I could have ended up dead, I don't know, like, Molly is a little bit harder than weed, and it's something that can definitely kill you, and the way I was feeling was not great, and I had a terrible reaction to it, and I'm glad that chapter of my life is over, and I'm glad that I've, washed my hands of people who are, can be toxic in such a dangerous way to me. So I just wanted to share that story with you guys now that I'm a little bit more disconnected to that situation, or from that situation. Also, I was reading in the magazine, it was like, would you be willing to kill to save your family? And it was talking about some woman, which is funny because, she had a life very similar to mine, and she lives in Washington, and I guess there was an intruder, like she was living in her, I guess, I don't know how I haven't heard of this since it was in Washington. I feel like it would be on the news, but then at the same time, I don't really watch the news, so yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, she was living in her parents' house, her childhood house, while her and her husband were building their dream house. So, like, the dream house was being built and they didn't have a lease somewhere else. And, some guy comes in the middle of the day, just walks in the door, says he wants money, and robs them, right? Then leaves, and the cops come, and the cops ensure her that it's not something that happens twice, that they rarely ever return to the scene of the crime, etc. And then he comes back that night and is wrestling with her husband and like they find out that he has like duct tape in his tractor trailer. He's like a trucker or something, and he had videotapes and stuff. Like it was looking like it was gonna be some sexual assault, some rape, and some videotaping of that. And so yeah, like, she ends up stabbing him 9 times and killing him, and she feels bad for it, and there was, like, a question in Cosmopolitan, like, would you be willing to do this, blah, 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 and she's, like, worried about what people think about her. Oh my god. Okay, so, I hope this is never the situation, and I hope this doesn't incriminate me, but, if someone entered my home and was trying to do something to myself or my roommate, or trying to rob me, okay, morally, I would be perfectly fine with ripping him limb from limb and gutting him if he ever puts anyone I care about in fucking danger. I would do so many fucking horrible horror movie things to that goddamn person, and I would not feel bad about it for a second, and it would not traumatize me at all. But, that being said, legality kind of comes into play there and makes it look like it's not self-defense, it's kind of some morbid terror fantasy thing. So I'd probably just stab him a couple times, pretend to cry while I call the cops, and be really freaked out for a while. I definitely feel like it's 100% fine to protect your family, even if it means, that it, you know, is fatal to someone else. I always, like, there are times when, like, I'm always ready to have to do something like that, and I think that's what makes me more deadly than other people, even though I'm tiny and have a short stature and I'm not very strong. It's the willingness to do that, because I don't hold every single human life to the standards that other people do. I don't think that people who try to kill other people and who are rapists, I don't feel like those people deserve the ability to live as much as other people do. Like, oh my god, let's get rid of the death penalty. The only reason the death penalty freaks me out is because there are people who are probably innocent on death row, and that sucks. And that's the worst part about the judicial system, is that mistakes are made, and people can't always be proven guilty to the extent that they should be proven guilty. And the jury system is so fucking awful. Like, think about it. It's a bunch of people that you have to appeal to that have emotions. And you should not have emotions involved. You should only have facts involved when it comes to, you know, finding out whether or not someone is guilty of a crime. You should not be like, yeah, but she was so innocent and blah, blah, blah. Oh my god. And then, like, this heart-wrenching story puts someone in jail for the rest of their lives for something that they didn't do because they're not a cute little baby girl or whatever. That's just so stupid to me that they allow people who have no, you know, it's just a bunch of people who are going to be swayed by emotions, which is just fucking stupid to me. But that's the topic for another video. Anyway, let me know down in the comments how awful I am. I know you guys are going to hate on that story that I told you and hate on my experiences or whatever, and I find that funny. Let me know your sluttiest experience, and also let me know if you would be willing to kill someone to save the lives of your loved ones and yourself. Pretty sure the answer is going to be yes, unanimously. But, I find it kind of funny. I'm sure a lot of people would have to go to therapy, like this chick was going to therapy and stuff. It would not be the case for me. I've already come to terms with the fact that, that's something I would definitely do to protect my loved ones. But yeah, I'll take a picture. Alright, I just realized that the title of this is going to be my sluttiest experience or something like that. So I had to take a certain selfie for it. Now off to the Bat Cave to record some videos and do Tara reads comments. Yay! Ah! Bye, guys.